Me, this is a woman speak. She's 28 years old, and her boyfriend, who's also 28, have been dating for a little over 2 years now. Things up until recently have been amazing. He's attractive, confident, funny, super attentive of me and my needs, makes me feel beautiful every second I'm with him, and because this matters on the issue, is amazing in bed, like eyes roll into the back of my head amazing. Okay, so their relationship's off to pretty good start, right? It's everything you would want, I guess, if you were a woman. About 2 months ago, my ex, who I broke up with on very poor terms, found my current boyfriend's socials. I've had him blocked and everything of mine since our split, and sent him 5 videos we had made during our time together of us having sex.
Wait, so who sent the video? So she's with this guy for 2 years.
The ex-boyfriend has found the current boyfriend's socials and sent him videos
of her when she was of
them having sex.
Okay,
that would spin you. That's rough. And it was 5 videos. Okay, so we're gonna assume 5 different positions. Can you imagine getting sent videos of your girlfriend slurping on somebody? That's mad.
Fucked.
That's brazen, bro. Guys, don't do that to people. Okay, you get fucked up for something like that.
That's just psycho behavior.
Yeah, that's mad. Like, even if you end things on bad terms with one of your exes and you've got videos of them, best thing to do is delete them. There's no reason to keep it. They're gone. It's done. It's finished. Even if you're hurt, you could get in trouble with the police for doing something like that. It's just not worth it. Also, it's just a nasty thing. The guy didn't do anything to you. It's a nasty thing to do. When he had let me know about what my ex had done later that night, I was downright embarrassed and was filled with rage at this sorry excuse for a man I call my ex. But in further discussing things with my boyfriend, I could sense something was off about him. For the first time since I've met him, it felt like there was a crack in his armor. No matter how many times that night he told me he was fine and that this wasn't getting to him, I could see discomfort in his eyes. In the 2 months since this has happened, sex has slowed down quite a bit for us. We were sleeping together 5 to 6 times a week. Only have had sex twice since the incident. So twice in 2 months. Jesus.
Wow.
This ex has done real damage. In those 2 times we had since, I can feel the anxious energy permeating off him. His whole demeanor when being intimate has changed since that day. Watching the videos, it is incredibly obvious to see my ex is very well endowed. Oh, no. So the current boyfriend's got a small willy. Or a smaller one, and then the ex is a big lad. This ex is he's a real piece of shit for that. That's such a fuckery thing to do to someone. The thing is that he didn't do anything to you. That's my problem with this. As far as I'm aware anyway, based on what this girl's saying. This ex seems to have a vendetta against the girlfriend, and so he took it out on the boyfriend. And there's certain things where I'm like, okay, like, I get why people did this, that, and the other, but sending naked videos of your ex to the boyfriend is mad. What would you do in that situation before I continue?
What if I had his psycho ex-girlfriend send me videos of them having sex?
Yeah. Or had videos of you and sent it to your boyfriend. What could you do? I mean, it's not your fault really. Yeah, the other way, what would you do if you were the boyfriend and you had videos of your boyfriend sent to you sleeping with another girl? Would you get onto him for it, or would you say, no, it's okay, don't worry, it's not your fault? Are you actually thinking about it?
No, not in the sense of I'd go at him, but you'd need more context. You'd need to know why she's doing that. Why is she feeling the need to send me this? Are they still in communication? Were the videos definitely old, etc., etc.?
Oh, yeah.
You need to unravel everything. If she's just a psycho that's still in love with him and he does not talk to her anymore and shit like that, then of course not. I'd just be like, that's her problem. I'm not going to let that get in the way of what me and him have. Would I sit there and watch the video? No. Hell no.
Yeah, cool. There's no point in watching it.
I'll delete that shit straight away.
Yeah, it's in the past.
And I wouldn't even entertain a conversation from the girl either.
Yeah, no,
because what she wants is a response, so I would not even respond.
Yeah, well, this guy, he's gotten what he wanted. The sex has slowed down for them. I think the boyfriend, in my opinion, is a bit out of pocket here. I get he's the one that got sent the videos, but for him to take issue with it, you have to look at it that she broke up with that guy and she's with you now. You might not be as well endowed as him, but that's not make or break, clearly, because she said that you were amazing in bed. They say it's about the motion in the ocean, right? Some people can be well endowed and not know what they're doing. She broke up with him and she's with you. So if I'm just going based on her message here, you should have had that conversation. And knowing that you've been together for 2 years and she's clearly very happy with you, you should have been able to put 2 and 2 together and be like, it's not a big deal that he has a couple inches on me. He sent it out of spite. That's all it is. Why are you laughing?
It's just funny.
It's funny.
It's not funny, but it's
wow.
funny.
Listen to this one. for evil. My current boyfriend is average in this department, but like I said, the sex has been downright otherworldly with him, and I wouldn't change anything about him. That's cap. That's cap. Come on. I'm not denying that the sex has been otherworldly. If you're saying so, that's fine. But
why did it even need to get brought up?
Well, I mean, I know, I understand why she's explained it, but I just don't believe that she wouldn't change anything. If she could add a couple inches, she might, right? I don't know if it is my ex's size affecting him as much as the way I acted towards my ex.
Wait,
this situation
what?
is fucked, man. I feel so bad for this guy. I can't even finish the bloody story. He's really pressed about the ex's size.
Do you want me to read the rest of it?
You can read the rest of it if you want. Like,
where is it up to? I don't know if it is my ex's size affecting him as much as the way I acted towards my ex and what I was wearing in the videos. It's maybe she was doing more sexual things that I've lost it, that she hasn't done with him in that video, and he's not had this side of her or the outfits or anything, and maybe he's pressed by that.
Now that you've read on it, sounds like she was doing some some real kinky shit. My ex has a real kink for being praised, and so throughout all the videos I'm telling him how great his big dick is. Okay, now that I've read on, I can understand why he's a little bit pressed.
Yeah, it's obviously made him feel
how nobody can fuck me like he can. This turned out to be a big lie. I mean, you would say that.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's that people say a whole bunch of shit in their bedroom anyways.
Yeah, I wouldn't
whether you mean it or not, sometimes you just say shit.
And then it goes on to say, all the while wearing a collar and leash or some other kink-related outfit. I'm not going to pretend like seeing your girlfriend in a leash while another guy is raw dogging it is not going to upset you. Of course it is.
Why did he watch them?
I don't know why he watched them. I mean, I understand why he might have seen the first one and been confused, but then the rest of them I would have just... But then I guess curiosity kills the cat, right? Mm-hmm. It's hard to look away, but again, like you gotta be mentally stronger than that. And it might be easier said than done. I've never had that I've never been in that situation before. This ex is he's a real conniving piece of shit. I don't know how to approach this without coming off as the girlfriend just saying things to make her boyfriend feel better. In researching how to approach this, I have read that situations like this can be one of the most crushing things to a man's self-confidence and esteem, and even being approached on the subject by their I think she meant to say partner can be an anxious nightmare for them. How should I go about this? What should I say or do to reassure him? This man is the love of my life and the person I hope to build a family and life with. I just want to help him get out of this funk. And then she also wrote, for those who are messaging me saying I should turn my boyfriend into a cuck, please go away. That's not what I want.
What does that mean?
Basically, he would sit on the chair and watch her get banged by another guy.
That's out of order. She's really going through some shit and people are writing dumb stuff like that.
Well, of course they're going to. It's the internet, you know. People are going to write shitty things. Oh, man. Like, I don't know. What would I do in that situation? I don't think I would get pressed about it. I'm not gonna lie, I would be irritated that someone did that, but the situation would be over pretty quickly because I would just evaluate our relationship and I would try to see if there were any red flags that add up to what I've just seen. If I like, for example, if I was also into that kink where I like putting my girl on a leash and I've just seen that she's in a leash with another man and she's praising him and she's fulfilling his sexual desires, then I might say, well, why don't you do that with me? Because I asked for it. If she is fulfilling all your desires, she's never cheated on you, she's never shown interest in another man, and she hasn't even brought up the ex because you shouldn't even. It's in the past, you know, it is what it is. Then I would be like, okay, you know, I was upset about it. I'm over it. This guy's obviously just being a dick. You know, him having a bigger penis than me is not the end of the world. I've still got the girl. He's obviously sitting there with his junk between his hands. He hasn't got anything better to do than try to ruin someone's relationship. Personally, I would move on. In terms of advice, the problem is that this guy's obviously very pressed about it. So there might be something deeper going on that has bothered him other than the dick size. Well,
I think it's everything as a combination, but if you think about it, sex is a really big and important part of a relationship. This is why they say what you don't know can't hurt you, because if he didn't know what her sex life was like before, he's not going to feel any way about their sex life because clearly it's good. But seeing that has made him feel a type of way because her ex has got a bigger one. You could see, you're watching your girl clearly enjoying it a lot, and if she's not been saying stuff like that to you, it's going to make you feel like you're not as good. Then it's bringing on insecurities, and then if you're not going to be able to enjoy your sex life because you're now thinking of her past, the relationship's doomed.
Yeah, the ex is like set the trap and he's walked right into it. He needs to look past it and just face reality. The reality is that you're here and he's not. And for all the insecurities you might have about his size, she still chose you over him. So you obviously have other things that she's more interested in. And you might actually just be better in bed than him. It's not like it's an uncommon thing for people to just not know what they're doing in bed regardless of their size. And that goes for women as well. You can get the most beautiful woman who doesn't know what the hell she's doing and she's completely shit in bed. And you can get someone that isn't as good as her who you have an amazing time with, have amazing chemistry with. So it's not always about looks and size. Obviously it does play a factor, but it plays less of a factor if she's in love with you and she's chosen to spend her life with you. And that's what they need to focus on. They're so focused on the past that it's crushing their future.
But the issue is that it's him that's putting a strain on things now because he's acting a certain way. And in her position, there's not really too much she can do except for just sit down and just have an open conversation about the situation, see where his head's at, explore what options they can take to move forward. And if he feels like there's no way he can move forward, then they need to just walk away from it. Yeah, but there's nothing else she can do.
Yeah, there isn't really much that you can do. The only thing you can really do is reassure him. If he's not going to be receptive to that and he's going to behave like this is it for him, that he can't see anything other than this penis, like there's nothing you can do. Like if all you can think about is the ex's penis inside it, then you're doomed, bruv. You've got to be mentally stronger than that. You need to realize the situation. But the problem here is that I'm giving advice to the guy. I don't know how to help the woman.
That's what I'm saying. Is she hasn't done anything wrong, and it's a difficult place to be put in. But all she can do is just sit him down and have a conversation with him about it. Like you're saying, reassure him, tell him where her head's at, and just see what he has to say. See if there's anything she can do to help this situation to make him feel better. Yeah, maybe express to him how crushing it is that their sex life has taken a dive and how badly you want him. And I don't know, like I wouldn't recommend putting a leash on because he's going to start getting flashbacks. But just do something else. Maybe book a hotel away, wear something sexy, I don't know, hit the gym a bit more, get into better shape. Do something where he feels like he's being, I guess because he saw you praising another guy and saying dirty things to him, that he's feeling a certain type of way about it. But you don't have to replicate that with him because he's probably not going to appreciate that. But you can express to him how deeply you want to be sexual with him again because of how much you missed it. And that you don't want to walk away for this guy. And even if you do break up, you're still not going back to this guy. So the only people that lost out here were you two. And the ex got what he wanted. And even then, he's not really going to gain anything out of it other than the minor satisfaction that he destroyed a relationship for nothing. So I feel sorry for the woman. You know, that sucks. She's planning on building a life with him. She had a cushy 2 years and this guy came along and just ruined it. And her partner's clearly not mentally capable enough based on her story to deal with it. I don't know. I hope that there's not an update to the story. It's just fucking disaster. Although it sounds like it's heading that way. What would you do to help the guy? Say that you're really in love with a guy and you need to help him move past it. Well, I'd want him to tell me what would help and make him feel better. Let's say that he's not though. You give this woman some advice from a female perspective. Let's say that he's not being receptive. He's not telling you. He's just being very off and saying, I'm fine. What would you do as his partner to take over this situation knowing that you're not getting anything back from him, but you need to take charge here to fix it? It's a difficult one. Baby, we got to give this woman some advice. I did. She needs to sit down and just talk with him and they need to just talk things out. I think she has spoken to him. I think that's why she's got into the conclusion that it's about the guy's penis size and that he can't get over what she was saying. But she needs help on how she can navigate that now, what she can do to win him over. What would you do? If it was your partner and you really cared about them, what would you do to help them? You don't know? No. Not a single thing? No. Oh, sorry, lady, you're doomed. We can't help you. The advice I give you is not really going to help. Because she's not done anything wrong. And no matter what she says to him, he's not going to change his mind. She can try and have sex with him, but his brain's going to be in overdrive. She can try and just be normal and have a joke with him. But if his mind's in a certain place, what can she possibly do? You can't force someone to think or feel a certain way. Only they can do that. So maybe he'll come around when he's ready. She just needs to give him that time to get over it. But there's nothing she can physically do to change his mind or the way he's thinking because she hasn't done anything wrong, and anything she does say and do, he's not going to really believe it at this moment because his head's too far gone. Okay, I will say that there is probably something you can do. And I'm of the mindset that you shouldn't give up.
So I'm gonna take it as like, or I'm gonna like try to word it in a way where if I was the guy and my girlfriend got videos of me having like this really passionate, kinky sex with another girl, what I would do to help her. And if she's not being receptive to sex because she's feeling a certain type of way and she's being very quiet, I would probably go out of my way to show her how miserable her silence is being and how it's affecting me mentally. I would go out of my way to not replicate what I saw in the video, but come up with new ways that my partner is only going to associate with me and her. So I wouldn't replicate the leash thing because that's going to be associated to the other girl. I would find something else that I'm into, whatever that might be in this scenario, I don't know, that I've never done with any other person before, and do it with them exclusively, right? So they only associate that with that person. I would try my best to make more of an effort, I don't know, physically, to show them that I want them to see that I'm really trying for them. This is all under the assumption that you want to make the relationship work. And it might be that I'm pulling at straws, but any effort is going to be worth something. Any effort is good effort if you're trying to save your relationship, especially in this situation. I wouldn't say there's nothing they can do. There's always something you can do, even if it seems bleak. There's little things you can do here and there. Women are probably like more interested in other things. Maybe I'll like help clean around the house a bit more.
Yeah, but when I'm saying there's like nothing she can do, I don't mean that she shouldn't do anything, but I just mean that I don't think that anything she does will help because of where his mind's at. No, but she can't change his mind.
Yeah, but if you love someone and you want things to return to normal, you're going to find ways to help them.
You'll keep doing everything, but I don't think that there's anything in particular that she can do that will change it.
But the ex did something to change it, so why can't you do something to change it?
I just think that he needs time and he'll come around when he's ready.
But I think the point of her post is that this is destroying the relationship. Now she's trying to save it because he's not coming around. There is a way to save it. There has to be a way to save it. There's always a way to save something.
Not always, no.
There is always a way.
Not always, no, because sometimes people just get to that point. It's like a man that falls out of love with a woman. You can't save it and make him fall back in love with you again. He's lost his love, that's it.
No, I think that in our relationships we stumble a lot and we miss opportunities to fix things. But in a perfect world, I should say, idealistically, there's always a 1% chance that you could have done something better to save it. But because we're human beings and we fuck up and we make mistakes, oftentimes we miss those opportunities. But from an outsider's point of view, listening to this relationship situation and not being there, because I can imagine being in her shoes, she might be getting frustrated as well and saying things that are not helping. But my point is that there is always a chance to save something, even if it seems bleak. If you were talking idealistically or even realistically, it might be a 1% chance, but there is a way. I would just continuously keep doing new things and continuously keep expressing interest. And just not stop, and don't get frustrated with him. If you love him and you want him to stick around,
you need patience.
You're just gonna have to weather the storm. If he's not being receptive, you're just gonna have to weather the storm. The storm will pass eventually. Either the storm will pass or he'll pass. Yeah, that's the best advice I can really give. Don't give up. Just keep on getting on your hands and knees and pleasing this guy. Keep on making him dinner. Keep on telling him how good he is. Keep on reminding him of all the amazing sex you've had together. Keep reminding him of all the plans that you have, and reminds him that you chose him and not the ex. The ex is the ex for the reason.